What is going on, everybody? I hope you feel wonderful today behind the screen here. So, today we're going to be doing something interesting. We're actually going to go into Blader's Rebirth, and you can actually be much better by choosing the right skills instead of having an absolute beast of a setup. Now, you know, yeah, I know, of course, if you have a good setup, you're going to be good, right? Like, if you have a good, you know, set out there with some nice skills, you're going to be good. But you can also, in the beginning of the game, especially for starters and beginners, you can already start building towards, you know, a certain type of, I'm always calling them aspects, they're not really aspects, but like, you can go full strength, you can go full stamina, you can go defense. Many people actually usually always go for the strength first, and that is not always the best choice. So let's go into the game. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in the beginner area, which I am very excited about, because I haven't been here in a while. So let's actually go and check out some nice parts that you can use, that is definitely certainly going to help you, especially in specific other, I'm going to call it aspects now, but it is like stats or whatever you want to call these here, right? So you can do a lot with that. So let's get right into here. So which one should you choose? Should you go with speed? Should you go with defense? Should you go with attack? That always, in the end, depends on what kind of like playstyle you want to go for. So if you really enjoy the attack, full face, frontal, going in like bang, you know, stuff, then you can go with attack. Of course you can. But you can also, I'm just letting you know that you can do some nice damage with stamina and defense as well. So let's go into the Blader's B pit here, and we're gonna go and check out a few stations here, and the ones that I personally think are really good and useful. So here's the Blader's B pit, and we're gonna go right over here with the Phoenix and Vulcan parts, and I'm gonna show you that there's a few that you can skip that you don't necessarily need, especially like things like burst, or, you know, Flameclaw is awesome, by the way. Magnet pull, for example, these ones are like the ones that you don't really need. Flicker dance as well, I tested, it's pretty bad early and end game, so these are the ones that you kind of want to skip on. But here's the stuff where it's gonna get interesting. Venom Bite and Chains is actually absolutely super strong, especially in the beginning if you go full defense. So if you go down here and you're actually going to skill defense, you will probably not need anything else. I mean, you can go with a little bit of stamina, like 10, 20, 30% of the stats of the defense that you put in. You can go with stamina, you can use like ChatGPT or Google or calculators if you're able, you know, just to calculate the percentage out of it. But mostly you want to just really run defense. And if you go really high with that, something like Chains, for example, is going to disable the skills of the enemy, and you're going to be able to just freely attack, which you can do with Venom Bite. Venom Bite is actually used to be super overpowered. They by now actually fixed it. By the way, if I talk a little bit funny, it's because yesterday I was at the dentist, and I've done a root canal situation, and my entire face hurts. So like, on top of my actual sickness, I actually have tooth pain now as well. Great. Anyways, Vulcan middle and the Phoenix middle, they're really great parts if you want to get into defense early on. People don't know that you can actually do damage as a defense player. People don't know that. I played defense until like level, I don't know, 800 or 900 or something, and then later on I switched to some better parts. But I can tell you, having a high defense, doing actually damage and disabling your opponent is one of the strongest things that you can do in the beginning of the game. So if you want to get technical early on, this is the way to go. Another good thing for strength attack users is Flameclaw. Flameclaw is absolutely amazing. It does an insane amount of damage. I recently got a buff, so using Flameclaw and Uppercut is what many people actually consider, maybe possibly even a little bit of meta currently right now, because Flameclaw is absolutely wild, very, very strong, easy to obtain as well. Same goes for Uppercut, not hard to get at all. So let's go to the next parts here. We have Thunderbolt. I'm not a big fan of Thunderbolt. Here we have another Chains one, but I do think that this one's going to be better though. It is more expensive as well. So, but again, you can use it here as well. Look at the defense stats on this thing. You can actually slot some speed and defense in there, and you might actually get a pretty good part. So Diablo top is actually something you could go for. Accelerate, something you can totally skip because you can always use speed for that, so you don't need that. Whirlwind is another one that you can use for damage, especially when you want to do a stam bay. And I can tell you from experience, I used to be a stam main. Right now I don't main anything anymore because I'm kind of like a little retired when it comes to like the very competitive side of the game. But I can still, you know, teach you guys how to be good. So if you want to go for a stam build, definitely go with the Seraphim middle, because you can actually do some damage with Whirlwind, which is awesome. And then all of the other ones you can actually skip. Let's go to Gleipnir and Beys. I think Gleipnir's used to be like probably, and still is, the best defense set that you can get in the beginning. I would probably underline that because you actually have gravity field in there. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, for 5,000, having a gravity field part that is almost 5 stars on defense is actually quite insane. So gravity field, what it does is it actually gives you an I-frame. Many people call it an indestructible frame, or whatever you want to call it, right? An I-frame basically is, while you use that skill, you do damage and you cannot take damage. Gravity field is one of the best skills to use for defense players, so make sure to get it. It's absolutely right there, 5,000. Go for a defense build, it really is good. Alternate angle is situational. You actually swap 80% of your defense for attack, which means you can actually do some damage while just normal hitting your opponent, so that's pretty cool. Haven't used it very much, but it is there. It is there, man. You can switch it out. And shield also very strong for the beginning. Like if you want to actually go and be a defense player as a beginner, right there, man. And it's super cheap to do as well. You can tier 5 this very fast, so you might not actually have some nice thingies on the bottom like the traits, but you will be able to at least do like a tier 3, tier 4, because it only costs 5,000. It's super cheap. It's one of the best things you can do in the beginning, so make sure and grab that. It's awesome. Beys, not so much. Not many people like Beys. Look at the stats, 3 stars, 3-star speed. This doesn't really go anywhere, so even if you would want to use it for attack, it's not really interesting. If you go in here, Dragon Strike, very good. The stats on the Dragoon is not that very nice, but Dragon Strike might be worth it for you if you want to do a strength build. So Dragon Strike does a lot of damage. All of the other ones here, I don't think they're really good. Siphon though, damn, you should go for Siphon. If you don't have a better stamina part, if you want to do a stam setup, if you don't have a better part that gives you better stats, go for this one. It's also 5,000, and Siphon is really, really awesome. Let's see, Regenerate, no. Blizzard could be interesting, but look at the stats for defense. That's not a good part. You could try it out. Here's Uppercut, by the way, if you want to use Uppercut with Dran's Word. It's interesting. It does have a lot of attack, so yeah, go for it. It's good. And this one's out of order. Now, later on, if you go more further into the game, if you want to go with Titans, some people still suggest Titans. I'm a little bit, you know, I don't know, I'm biased towards defense. Like I would say try them, because they're not too expensive. Let's go up here to the WBBA tower. As you can see, is it WBBA? Yeah, right. I think so. I forgot the name sometimes. You have some quest givers up here as well. For the people who don't know, there's actually not a bad spot to actually go and grab some stuff. So it just takes some time to get up there. It's always like, oh my god, this is gonna be like a 20-minute video. But these parts are really good, especially in the beginning. Later on in the game, not so much anymore. It's definitely not endgame, but you can definitely go somewhere with it. So I don't know if they even still have the Titans on top of there. Let's go and see what we have up here. I hope that they still do, because that was a long time ago that they had them up there. But yeah, there we go. Titan, Shadow and Titan. So Titans, oh wait, they changed them, right? Titans actually have Minotaur's Rampage now. It used to not, before Minotaur's Rampage was a thing. So yeah, look at that, 5-star defense, Minotaur's Rampage. You have almost 5-star shield, and you have the bottom there, which you could probably exchange for something better. Again, I'm not a huge fan of alternate angle, because you don't really slot too much stamina, and you might actually just get yeeted. So I mean, there's probably a viable build out there. But yeah, another thing that I highly suggest is going into the battle tower. If you can actually just do a few stages, it's fine. Just collect some coins. There's some really good parts in here as well. That's auras. There's the parts. So let's go in here. Some of my favorite parts that used to be OG of the game, especially for the first world. These are the best parts that you can get. You have Atronada, which is 5,000, 5-star, 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 which is just out of this earth. Atronator, 5-star, and then you have Angels. Again, I just recently made an Angel OG build video. It's on the channel, check it out. It's like 1 or 2 days old, this video, so you can check it out. Angels, really good as well. For the fragments, they're all pretty good. I would always go for the gravity fragment if you do defense, because having that as a fragment is good. That gives you more space and more ideas that you can do for your sets. Again, Siphon, also very strong. Protect, not so much. I would probably skip out on that. Then we have Hellcats, probably my favorite attack parts that I used to have in the beginning of the first world, so to speak. Hellcat is just so good. It's very nice for hybrid builds as well. You have a lot of stamina, a lot of speed, a lot of strength, a lot of attack in this case. This one is really built for hybrid using, but in general, Fury Blaze, Focus, Parry, used to be better. So yeah, anyway, Zeus is totally skippable, not really interested. Giza top, I never used really Voltage Flux before, so I don't know, but Dragon Bite is good, so Voltage Flux might be a good part as well here. So the middle, not so much. You can exchange that for another Gleipnir or something, but having Dragon Bite and Voltage Flux, interesting. Oh, these are all, this one's nice too. Liberty, Dragon Breath, amazing skill. This is like an end game skill for defense. So yeah, there's a lot of defense pushing in this one. So this is for the first world. I'm gonna talk about the second world. There's some more parts in there. I might have to do a part 2, but overall this is good. These are some interesting and good parts that you can use in the first world to become very strong early on. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe to the channel. There's soon gonna be a huge update, and I will definitely make a video of it. So see you in the next one. I'm not gonna dab. I'm so old. I'm way too old for that. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.